I will probably.
I think that's got it.
Talk to the school about that.
I think it's recording now and
That's
broadcasting to YouTube.
That's
I'm gonna
perfect.
turn that on. And it's chilling out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nikki, did you?
Hi.
No.
Janet.
Is this where you want to sit? Are you good right there? You can move the chair around wherever you want. I don't know who else is showing.
Nikki, did you have some questions for me?
I don't know.
Hi, nice to meet you. I
Okay.
feel like I know everybody, but I watched the board
Hey,
meetings.
were you
so I
able
feel like
to,
I met you.
Oh, okay,
take care,
great.
did you pass that on to Kenny about needing a board resolution?
You'll have it Thursday?
Sweet. So y'all have a meeting on Thursday?
We do.
Okay. Totally,
I
I
know.
haven't seen that.
Me neither. I thought I was breaking it.
Is there a point to that?
Oh, laser pointer reader?
Oh, did they have a light or something?
Oh, flashlight.
Yeah.
They got a one up each of everybody on it.
so she's bad. Today was her day off.
Yeah, you took my day.
I know.
How do you get the pen there?
Madam Secretary,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I,
It's like right
I
at
pre-filled
that
out
point where it's
form.
kind of sunny, but not really sunny, but it's still.
and I brought extras too.
Yeah, I got some right here in case anybody needs to fill it out, and in case the public wants to speak, I'm asking them to fill out now.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm Janet Hasty.
hi, Ann Marshall.
Oh, Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Good.
So I gotta admit to you, I looked at your property, you live over on Riviera.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it over there?
Good.
My sister and brother-in-law have a place on Mozet Lawn,
Uh-huh.
and I really think that like, you know, Mozet Lawn down to like the head of the island is the best part. Once you get, and Blue Isle, which is the next road, is good too. But once you get out into Blue Heron and stuff like that, I think like a lot of Keel Lake loses its character.
Yeah, so what I've been told is that from Mazatlan towards the front of the neighborhood is the ghetto.
Oh, no, that's phase one.
They said it's called the ghetto of Keel Lake around today.
My mom drove across the bridge in 1969.
I know,
And
that's
she
why
said this will never take off. She wrong.
it's not gonna last, they say.
No, we've got 20s
We like
coming.
it.
Yeah.
After, tomorrow's supposed to be
We
rainy
were one of the
and.
first
That's
houses
nice, though.
in the neighborhood. I think there might have been less than five.
So then I'm sitting here looking at my plans.
But our house got
got
taken away by the hurricane, so.
Okay. Did you have it before then too?
I've
We
got some
bought it
pineapple
in,
plants that I've
July
like babied for like
16.
4 years.
So
And this
you
last
so
one,
hard.
crazy, and
Where is your house on?
Yeah.
If you turn
I just-
onto
my
Riviera,
mom got lazy.
it's
and
as you make that next curve,
I
or
know, I
right
didn't cover, I
the
have
White
one that
House,
was
the
new,
blue,
and I
whatever.
just forgot
Are you on
all
the
about
inside
it.
of
It
the
came out
curve or
just
outside?
On the inside,
Yeah.
yeah, waterfront.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, I
I'll.
put them in the garage and I actually bought one of them lamps.
And down at the end is the,
Good for you though.
I don't know why. I
the
think
the
it's probably
Or
because
you
I
have
was
a
just at
compound,
work.
Oh,
right?
yes,
The Or
not at the
compound.
end of ours,
Oh,
but
it's
it's
just,
No.
it just
Jamaica.
clips on,
Jamaica.
I just clip it and plug it in.
Yeah, we always wonder what
I have
the
like a
helicopters come
few.
in there.
See, in the past I would drag everything.
I
to the
block
river,
walked
which that year, this year just got.
all
like
of,
nothing.
Keel Lake Road several times.
Yeah, that's what these are, all mine are pots.
And like you're one of,
Bring them
you're one of the few urban residents at least.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can get it back in again.
That's the downside about living there,
Well,
Yeah.
is
do
most
that
people are
tonight, or
weekenders.
I'll probably do it
and
tomorrow,
it's not
'cause
fun when
maybe
you
the
go
rain
full
get
time.
Y'all looking forward to
I know I moved my
when you're
already,
being
but
built?
like time I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, man, we'll just.
If it
how
ever
we
gets
doing it?
there.
My plants.
Yeah.
We're talking about making
lost
sure-
one
Haven't heard, we're gonna have
Did you?
a
I'm gonna stop
property
planting
meeting,
them. It's like the fourth one
at
that
the end of the
I
month,
lost.
so I'm hoping to get.
We're just gonna get told again.
And I lost, that might be it.
Yeah.
There might have been hibiscus, but they're like as strong as a wet paper bag anyways. They just can't take anything, so.
All right, well, I guess let's give Kevin a few minutes.
The,
Who's at the office?
it's private now, you were right. The
Okay.
December 23rd is now private. It did have an executive session, Val just changed it. And right now, we're recording sound, but we're not recording video. And I don't know why, and I really can't fix it. I'm not that guy.
Is
I
it,
think
is
it's
it
just-
Zoom?
It is, it's
I
just,
know Zoom.
it's just went dark. But it could have something to do with, this camera. I don't know. You're welcome to take a look, Janet.
You just have to click. There you go.
Yeah.
Kevin has the shortest to travel, always, you know?
He told me thanks for the reminder, so. And so Jenny, if you don't mind, and I'm asking you to do it now, if you'll fill out that form, this is a member of the public, just in case you do end up speaking and they have you, because you're not technically taking the oath yet.
Right, whenever y'all wanna do that, that's why Val's here.
So the reason we
Okay, so
could
you
not,
don't have it on the agenda.
if I could say, the reason it's not on the agenda today is because I was the chair and I had to write the agenda before I was not the chair, and I couldn't put her signing up before she was appointed.
Makes sense.
So,
It is what it is.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so
so
you
I
have-
apologize, yeah, that's the reason that
So
she's
thoughts
not.
are probably we're gonna have another meeting here in the next couple of days or something to get her, okay, so that we can move forward on some of the other items that, I don't wanna speak out of turn yet, but moving forward, given the changes that have happened, we're gonna have to have a couple of meetings here, okay? So just heads up everybody, try and make quorum, let's get her sworn in, let's get rolling on.
Your fingers crossed, I have jury duty tomorrow, so.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, oh, well, we will then for you. Okay, well, we,
I need to move to.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Good, how you doing?
Yeah, they're like, you know the person.
Thank you, and that's
You
just
know all the
easy.
people.
Yeah.
No, I can sit down here, I can stand in the corner.
No, you need a chair.
Yeah.
Jeff's moving.
I'm gonna sit right here.
They like to use the
Here you go.
videos for the numbers and then
Kevin's
like, and then
Well,
like,
just hours, yes.
and then, oh, okay, you can go now.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last time, so we'll
There's a
just
lot
make
of
sure.
chili trials, man.
That's what they do.
What do you think about having Aransas County have their own district judge? Think it's too much?
Too small to have its own. Actually, my statute can, but I think they should reconfigure the counties. It's ridiculous to have a county that's 4 times the size of one in the same, because you'll never get one elected from that county.
I don't have that, because that was my first meeting.
Yeah.
I think it does, no, you are on the agenda.
Am I? Okay. That was
That's
that.
right.
They really do need to
Now, do
redistrict
we have to? I don't know.
the judicial
Yeah.
districts.
So if you have an
Well, I'm
attorney
wondering
here-
if we can ask, I would like to ask if it has to be an agenda item for
Give up my
anyone
Tic Tacs.
who's already been appointed under the county agenda to be sworn in without being on our agenda as a swearing. In my mind, she would not have to be on this agenda in order to be sworn in. because
Have you taken the oath of office yet?
No, that's what we would do today.
That's what we.
There is no requirement that it be done during the meeting.
Oh, okay.
If you want to make it a part of the meeting,
Then it
then
needs-
it needs to be on the agenda.
Correct. So
But there's
here we are.
absolutely nothing preventing her from,
Going in that room over there and swearing in
as
with
long as you
Val,
got a notary public who can sign it, that's all it takes.
because I called Val to come in for this.
Yeah,
So can we do that then? Can
yeah,
we just
before we
have
call
Janice
the
swear-
meeting to order, absolutely.
Then let's do that.
So you wanna swear her in?
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Well, sure.
Well, okay, so in the
Not yours.
past, precedence has always been to put on an agenda item so that we can track it and we know when the date it happened.
Okay.
But, I'm kind of, if we got quorum, I'd like to get I'd like for us to have a chairman, is really my purpose, okay? And so, but, if we swore in and we have quorum, if Kevin shows up the next minute or so, we'll have quorum with Kevin. So it's kind of a,
You have quorum already.
okay, then let's go.
There's, there's 4 of us, yeah.
So I don't know if we're allowed to discuss this, but I mean, I'm kind of the opinion, I'd like to keep it as we've always done it, which would be on an agenda item. That's gonna mean a second meeting maybe this week sometime, I guess, if y'all are up for that, even if it's but it's just, that's the way it's always been done.
The earliest we could do that would be Thursday,
Thursday.
72 hours.
Right.
So much for your.
Sorry about that, but it's
I don't have a
just,
problem doing it today. I mean,
Friday,
it's
we
just-
probably
well,
could get it.
what do you all wanna do?
Oh, I mean, if we already stepped out and posted something right
It's
now,
time
it could
and
be.
we're here
By
and it's
5
gonna be
o'clock.
recorded, we're
Right.
recorded anyway.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
I'm sorry,
What are your thoughts?
on doing this?
Yes.
Either way, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it and get it done,
It
get
doesn't
that
matter to
right out
me.
of the way.
It would be recorded
just
in the
my
minutes,
opinion.
right?
Yeah,
That's what you're.
but it doesn't have an agenda associated with the minutes, which we've really, this little history here, we're really trying to get things shortened up because we've been all over the place with minutes not matching agendas, and so that's my only concern is, we're at a crossroads where we're really trying, okay, to short things up administratively, and so that's just one thing that I feel needs to be on an agenda in order to do it. But that's my personal thoughts, and that's only based on us trying to get some order into. So, I don't know, those are my thoughts, for what they're worth.
You're the chairperson, I agree.
I've been to the Will group. I'm good.
All right, then, if you don't mind, I guess since we have forum, right, you want to get started, it's 4:03, and, call this meeting to order, 4:03. Okay, it is February 17, 2025, we are at the Aransas County Appraisal District Board of Directors meeting, and we are at 11 Highway 35, Rockport, Texas, 78382. Very good, thank you, ma'am. All right, let's see, first item on the agenda is citizens to be heard. I have a couple of citizens, I've got a Jeff Hudd, would you like to speak first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first. First of all, there's a lot of stuff that went on that's led to this, like me speaking as a citizen. If y'all would like to, if you have any questions about it, feel free to like speak to you. I just don't think like this is not the avenue where we should be airing certain things such as that. I'd like to say that over the past year, it was really a privilege and an honor. Like, and I think and I say this to you, Nikki, not as in a put down to the school district, but as in, because we had school district members, that the folks that we had on this board, I think were one of the best boards that I've ever seen in terms of just the knowledge that y'all had. And there were tough decisions that really needed to be made last year. And it's easy to go along with the crowd. It's hard to make tough decisions. And y'all made tough decisions, and I'm really proud of that. I feel as if I am leaving the appraisal district in great hands. So in terms of what's good for the taxpayers, I feel confident that y'all will look out for the taxpayers. I do feel, on the other hand, as if I'm leaving you in a lurch. And that's what bothers me the most here is that, you know, in terms of a lot of I did a lot behind the scenes, and a lot of this was sort of my prompting, and I've started you down the road, and I've left y'all with the hard work, and I really think the hard work this year is going to be coming up with procedures by which this board operates, so we don't have this what we had last time we don't have again. And that's tough work, and you know I've left that to y'all, which might, you know, but and there is, so I think that's really important. I think you guys are going to be faced with creating a employee manual that's going to accurately reflect the policies of this board, and those are two huge things. And y'all get those in line, and I think going forward the appraisal district will be a better appraisal district. I will say that. Before I took this position in the years before, I used to do property protest lectures or classes. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do that again. This time, it's not going to be called property protest. It's going to be called property adjustment. I don't think the relationship is the same as it was before. I don't want it to be an antagonistic situation. I would like to be to a time where people can come in and sit down and we can talk about their properties. We can mainly look at their appraisal cards, we can look at the categories, and we can work. And I think this will be benefit to the appraisal district as a whole, because I do know that the appraisal district wants to have these things correct. And this will allow the property owners to be able to work with the appraisal district to get this done. But thank you. I had a nice long conversation with Janet before she started. I mean, in terms of, I think she brings a lot to the board in her background and her experience. And I think especially once it comes to writing procedures and doing things like employee manuals. So I think she'll be a good additive to the board in that way. And lastly, I thank you for all of your faith, suffering through meetings that might have seemed like they were a little bit out of hand, but they were done in a way for y'all to see what the situation was. So I thank you for your support over the past year, and I look forward to working with you guys continually. So thanks, y'all.
Honor to serve under you, Jeff.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was different. It was an honor. No, honestly, I learned a lot, and I thank you for taking those meetings outside of this office there for a while, and letting the public participate. Yeah, and it got nasty and ugly, and we're still here, and they're still there, and we're still fine. And in the future, I think when we have controversial topics, they should again be taken out into the public square. So good enough for that. Would you like to say anything? Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
So Janet Hasty, I live at 2 Riviera, and I've been here permanent full-time since almost 4 years. Next month will be 4 years. But we've been coming to Rockport since the 80s on vacation. And we owned a vacation home here before Harvey decided it wanted it more than we did. But my background is actually procurement. I've been in government procurement for the state for about 30 years. I retired in 2007, and then I started teaching government procurement. So I know that in and out. And also my master's degree is in public policy, so I've written lots of policies and procedures. So we'd love to help you in that regard. I will tell you, I am not the world's greatest on the appraisal district policies, but I've already printed them. I've looked at code, which is fun. So I'm looking for
Code and fun.
I think she's in the same sentence.
Yeah.
The same sentence.
Well, I currently.
Only someone in government procurement would
Yes,
say that.
yes. I am tracking legislation for contract
Yeah.
related law bills, so I read bills every day, so I'm familiar with them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to learning about the appraisal district. The reason I wanted to be on this board is just because I want to get more involved in the community, which is something I thought this would be a great opportunity for, and I've always had an interest in real estate. So.
Well, very good. Well, we're glad to have you. You're a welcome addition. And then if you don't mind, sir, because we have a couple of new people kind of maybe missed early on kind of why you're here and how you came about, would you like to speak?
Sure, absolutely. I'm Thomas Gooch. I was hired to be the attorney for the board. It's not uncommon for there to be a separate attorney for the board of directors from the tax attorneys who handle the ARB process, who actually handle the protests. I will not be doing any of that part of the legal work for the organization unless something changes and y'all want that to happen. There are better attorneys at that than I am. My background is in municipal law and school district law. I represent local government entities throughout the region, primarily representing at this level, at the board or governing body level. And so the expertise that I bring is in the process of running the board and helping you guys get through some of these difficult situations. My dad always said, keep it between the ditches, right? You gotta keep it between the ditches. And that's my goal, is not to give you guys policy advice, not to tell you what you should do, but to help with how it needs to be done if necessary.
Thank you. And then, would you like to say anything? I mean, introduce yourself. I mean,
My name is Ray Presley. I'm the interim chief here. The chief retired in December, and so I've been acting as the interim since January 1st. And I called Janet, so yeah, and I
Okay,
talked to
good.
Nikki a
Okay,
few
good.
times, so I think, and I know the rest of you
Yeah.
guys, so
Yeah.
I think we're introduced and we're starting to work together. So,
Yes, it's
you know,
coming
one step at a
together
time
nicely.
kind of thing,
Okay,
one issue at a time, yeah.
and I did that only because you don't, because I don't have you on the agenda.
No,
and
there's
set
not a
it, so
report,
I
I have all
wanted to
kinds of
give you-
stuff that I
know.
wanna talk about, and I'm not
But
taking my
I can
time.
only just,
It's okay.
we can do it under public comment. All right then, well, very good. So do we have any other citizens to be heard? None? Okay. Very good, then on to action items. So agenda item number 2, action item, discuss take possible action on the approving the minutes from the following, which is February 3rd. And I think, let me see who was here February 3rd. So we've got Matt, Colleen, and Nikki are now can approve these minutes. Do you all have, do you see anything in error or anything we need to adjust on these? Do you all have a chance to review them? Are we good?
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Very good. Hang on with me, let me take these notes, okay? And. All right then, so. Discuss and take, okay, so moving on to action item B. Discuss and take action on electing a new chairman and a new secretary for the remainder of 2025. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we appoint Matt Oker as the chairman of the Aransas County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the remainder of the 2025 year.
It's customary to ask Matt if you're willing to accept.
Or do we need a second to discuss?
At the nomination stage, it's not
Okay,
necessary to
fine.
have a second. Before we vote, we should
Okay.
definitely get a second, but
All
at
right.
the nomination stage.
So, my druthers is that someone else would do it. I would reluctantly accept it, but, I don't know if this is the proper time, but what I wanted to do in anticipation of this was I wanted to just let everybody know before they vote, what it would look like if I were the chairman. So there are gonna be a few things different. First and foremost, I will not be a Jeff Hutt. I will not go out to other counties. I will not talk to other appraisal district personnel. I will not have all these contacts around the state. I will not be very involved in the legislative process. That's just not me anymore. I don't have the time to do that. I don't feel that at this point, I don't feel like that's really what this board needs. I think we needed that a while back. And I'm just being upfront. That's just not gonna be me. Jeff is more, he's, you know, more in tune to that sort of activity. Just not gonna do it that way. The other thing that would be, it'll feel different, is the way the meetings are run. These are business board meetings. These are not free-for-alls for the public to come and wag their fingers at us and tell us that they're gonna sue us and we're the worst things that ever happened to this community. They have an opportunity to tell us that at a very select time in the meeting. I will grant them as much time as they need to get that off their chest, but when that agenda item closes, that discussion will stop. I will not tolerate the sort of outbursts that we have experienced since I've been on the board in a very short time. That's not, to me, that's not rude, it's not condescending to anybody, it's understanding that this is an orderly process by which we conduct business for this entity. I feel it's pertinent to be firm but fair. Give everybody their opportunity to speak, don't cut them off, don't be argumentative with them, but understand that those times are segmented. I believe in robust discussion, particularly among the board. I will be very lenient and liberal on that vein. And when it comes time to vote, we vote. And if you don't always prevail. I'm on the losing end of votes all the time. I try to not be, but so it will feel a little different. And that's not a knock on Jeff. It's just a different personality type. I'm just a little more structured. I've been the POA of I've been the president of my POA board for going on 3 years now, giving me a lot of experience in that because we've had some contentious moments. We continue to have some. So I'm continuing to be grooming along those lines. But anyway, I want y'all to understand that full disclosure, if y'all decide to go that direction, I want you to know what you're getting. So that way there are no surprises. And I also don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna be the guy that comes up here and has probing questions for the staff, things like that. If I'm the chair of this board, my interface with any staff member, I would think 99.99% of the time would be with our chief appraiser, and it would be limited to the business of the board, not the business of the CAD generally. Because we are compartmentalized. We do have a very narrow statutory authority, and I intend to stay within that. So anyway, that's all I got.
That might have been a little more than I expected. I expected a yes or a no.
I don't think you actually answered
Sorry.
the question.
I think that was a yes.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
a yes with an explanation.
No, because
Yes,
we're to get a
plus.
second, if there is a second on that nomination.
Do I have a second?
Is it's the position that you want? I mean, you said with hesitation. I mean, I think it's down to you and me, honestly, because I don't think Anna can hold the position, and so
I'm not a voting member.
it's up to you at this point. I'm new, I'm learning, I'm understanding. I agree with the things that you said,
We can
but.
do arm wrestling or rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way you make sure he gets it is you second it.
I'm asking,
yeah, I mean, I'll do it. I guess I don't really have a backup. I wish this hadn't been foisted upon us, to be honest with you. I'll do it. And this is a philosophical thing, it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. I've been very consistent in this for 25 years. I don't feel elected officials belong on this board. That's not a slight to anybody, but I feel like.
Well, it was because I'm the only elected official in here.
No, she's an elected official.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean?
But I just.
But I
feel
don't have a
like-
voice,
I get it.
and that sucks more.
But I feel like it's, I feel like this is, historically, if you look around the state, from what I've been able to gather, when these things first boomed up in the 80s, it was civic leaders, it wasn't elected officials. And I came from a county where it was almost all elected officials. And that gave me some heartburn over the years. And please don't take this personally, I'm not directing this at you whatsoever. I just feel like that's another line of separation. I think should be a citizen led board. And so, having said that, I mean, I will do it. And I want everyone to feel comfortable with that. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then don't vote for it, and we can go a different direction. But that's just where
can we actually vote on this if she's not a voting member?
Yes, we have a quorum present,
Yeah.
I'm a
And then
quorum,
a-
part of the quorum, but I'm not
and then a
voting.
majority of those voting passes, even if it's less than a quorum of votes.
Is it a bad time to be doing this when not all the people are here? Yes. I know what she's getting at.
Yeah, I mean, it would be.
And everybody's not all sworn in. and-
Right, to my opinion, the maximum participation, this is a big decision for the board to make, and everybody needs to feel comfortable with who the chairman is. And so, yeah, I agree, if that's,
Does it have to be done today to where we can, I'm just saying, make sure, just throwing this out there. She can be sworn in, we got definitely Kevin here. Later this week, we're wanting to do another one, you were saying, does it have to be done today?
By law, no. There's no requirement that it be done right away.
who could call it, who could
So
give
that's
notice of another meeting?
She
Is she doing it
can,
as an
she's the
officer?
only other officer.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
question I had.
Hang on, I got it right here, as soon as my computer it's back up. At the call of the chairman or as provided by board rule. We don't have board rules. We don't, okay, yeah. And so we need to have a chairman for the purpose of calling the next meeting.
Right.
Right.
So-
I know, I'm not gonna give a major opinion here, but in my mind, Miss Janet here, it becomes official when she's sworn in.
Yes.
So to me, this may sound crazy, but to me, Jeff is actually still on the board as chairman.
No, Jeff has
He
been
was not.
removed.
See, that's
Okay,
the problem
let's-
here, historically with this board and with the lack of any sort of we've just
Yeah.
operated loosely.
Let's,
So he's telling us-
let me unpack a little bit.
Yes.
The Constitution does have a holdover provision that says that elected and appointed officials maintain their office until they are replaced. That's what you were thinking of.
Yes, sir.
That
Yeah, that
she,
is-
she has not yet been sworn in. And so Jeff is, in some respects, still a member of the board. However, voting on his replacement, he would not normally have a vote. Here, we're not voting on his replacement, we're voting on who among the board members is, so it's a grayer area, but I would still advise that he shouldn't have a vote, even though he may hold over.
That's fine, I probably shouldn't even have spoke about it, it's just in my head, I was thinking, it seemed like the swear-in, but I understand what you're saying. There's so many gray areas.
I do want you to chime in, Rick.
My concern is moving forward, and that's kind of our history here. I've served on this board the longest, other than Ms. Marshall. And finding out now, we've done all kinds of stuff that it's not. So I'm really trying, at least with this one meeting that I am somewhat in charge of, to make sure we're documenting things appropriately. We're
If I can
following
make
the
a
rules.
suggestion, because
Yes.
the statute is so carefully
Okay,
could we consider appointing an interim chairman with the idea that we would come back to this vote on a day when everyone has been sworn in and the absent members are present?
okay, I'll entertain amending the motion. Is that basically what we're gonna do? Okay, okay, well, here we go then.
Can it be a dual position holder?
That's, the second issue is, like,
On our board, we don't have board rules, I get that, but.
I know.
see, so we might need an interim chairman and an interim secretary.
Yeah, the code itself reads, the board shall elect from its members a chairman and a secretary. Period, full stop. It does not say that that cannot be the same person. So,
Okay, so,
we could nominate Cullen.
and again, guys, just hear me loud and clear, please. I don't wanna see one meeting where we have an interim secretary, we're taking the minutes, and then the next meeting it goes back to Colleen. I just don't wanna see that. I'm
That's-
trying very
My
hard.
motion would be to make you the interim chief and
Okay.
secretary pending our next meeting when we have all members present, sworn in, and otherwise.
Okay, so that's it, you're
That is
amending,
my
you
motion.
wanna make an amended motion?
Yes.
Well, hang on,
Let me write that.
yeah, all right. Okay, so you wanna repeat that? That Nikki Arnell,
Yeah, make a motion that Colleen become the interim chairperson as well as retaining the secretary title pending future meetings, date to be set.
okay, so what do you want me to do?
Get a second for that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Don't I get to read like a whole lengthy?
We should do that the next time,
Oh, fine.
when we're going for the real
You'll
Okay,
meeting.
have time to
so,
write it.
okay, Matt, over seconds, fine. Okay, all in favor?
You want an acceptance speech, we'll get you afterwards.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
It's like the American Legion, if you don't show up to the meeting, they'll make you the commander.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of boards that will make you with something if you don't show up.
Gotta defend yourself.
All right, guys, so moving on to C, discuss and take possible action on making amendment to the 2025 Aransas County Treasurer District budget, redirecting the $6,900 from personal service to bookkeeping and auditing, and instructing the Secretary of the Board to deliver a written copy of the proposed amendment to the presiding officer of the governing body of each taxing unit participating in the district.
Did we get an amended,
Yeah, I don't,
letter from what we had last time?
From the bookkeeper? No, that portion is not on here.
Okay.
We're not prepared to enter into that contract until we have the money available for that contract. So we need to amend the budget first, then the money is available and then we can.
Okay, so there'll be another item, we're just proposing an amendment.
so basically that's what I'm
Correct.
doing, I'm making a motion to,
Yeah.
Yeah. I move to approve 2C.
I second.
as written, second, okay. in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, right, and then, so I'm assuming then we will, at our that'll need to be an agenda item on the next meeting, is that correct? So I
Correct.
can
This
start-
is going to send notice out to all,
Maybe not our
Taxing
next
fees.
meeting, but the 31st day meeting.
yeah.
Okay, all right, the 31st.
We may have
right,
another
that's right.
meeting in
Okay.
between then.
Yes, see, I gotta keep up with the meetings now, all right,
Yes.
right, correct.
We'll bring it back at that meeting.
Okay, and you'll help me come up with that agenda a little bit?
I sure will.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right,
Make it one item and we'll be
yeah,
done.
this,
Just the voting part and just be done with it, the next one.
all right, then discuss and take possible action on instructing the interim chief appraiser to schedule a training session with the Aransas County clerk in an effort to establish better continuity between the Aransas County and the Aransas County clerk's office.
May I address the board?
You may?
Because I put this agenda item on the agenda. This was asked to me, this was spoken to me by the chief, the county clerk, Misty Kimbrough, that she would like to have a sort of a meeting of the minds
Right,
with the two departments so that the appraisal district would be in line what they were doing over at the clerk's office. So my idea was simply that, that the board would instruct Ray Presley to set up a time with Misty Kimbrough to meet with her, to just go over the way things are done at the board, that's done at the clerk's office, and that's done here. And if he would want to bring anybody over with him who actually handles this is specifically speaking about deeds. And if he wouldn't want to have anybody to come over to the, go over to the clerk's office and speak with him, that's completely up to him. But it was just that they have a meeting to clarify any inconsistencies we might be having.
do you wanna speak on this, or is this a no motion item? What do you have?
I was gonna say, did this really need to be on the
I
agenda?
don't think this is an
This is
action
not
item
an
for your
agenda
board.
item for the
I
board.
don't, you should be able to train your staff, and we should
Yeah.
trust that you're training your staff how they need to be done. And if you need an allowance for training or something different, then that's what you bring to us. But to better your office or them, I don't think it needs to come to us.
Not at all. If the county clerk wants to get with you, then the two of you should get together and plan that. I mean, that's nothing that has to do with us.
Okay, well, so, here we go. All right, then, so we need a no vote here, guys.
No, you just call for a motion. If there
That's
is no
what I'm saying.
motion made, it dies for lack
Then
of
it
a
just
motion.
dies there, okay.
Or alternatively, as the chair, if you agree with the statements that have been made, you can simply say, we're not gonna take action on this item. You don't have to even call it up.
Okay, fine, then we're not taking action on this item.
All right?
So, yeah, no action taken. Very good. Okay, I have a note here for an adjournment.
Move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn, all in favor, say aye, second. Very good, 4:30. Yes, all right, if we can, I think what moving forward we kind of like to do here is, and this is again for some continuity and record keeping, all those that, if we can get signatures on the voting folks that approve the minutes and so,
Those for,
and I'm looking at you right now, okay? Is that good?
yes, ma'am,
Okay.
yeah, they were in a folder on my desk.
Oh, I know, and you understand that, right?
No, I'm saying
know,
you
no.
gave them and.
I know.
I'm walking around looking.
So it's so important, and I know, I believe we can talk off the cuff here a little bit, right? Is that,
We're still on,
Yeah.
We should go stop that
we're
recording.
still on recording,
Okay.
we're still on.
and
We're
Jared,
out of the
We
meeting.
can get out, yeah.
Yeah, we're out of the meeting,
Okay.
but we still have a quorum present, so we
Okay.
shouldn't discuss business.
Yeah.